Hello everybody, so Peter here down in the old man shed. Just a little follow-up video trying to prove to you that my little modification to the Hattons axle box ends does work. So I wanted to show you on the rolling road the result that I got from having done the modification. So what you're looking at here now is a Bachmann 66. She's running, you know, I mean this is it done. Obviously don't do anything to that. And you can see how rock solid it is on the rolling road. So I'll zoom in, you can see it's actually running, just in case you can't see it. But there you are, so they're all rolling away. Not a huge speed, you know, sort of on speed step 4 I guess it is. But absolutely rock solid, yeah? There's no movement at all in the DCC Concepts rolling road wheels there. And that's how it should be, because yeah, so that's it for the Class 66. So I'll stop that and we'll try the putting the Hattons one on. Alright, and from whereby it used to be one of these would be wobbling like crazy, and the loco actually sort of tried to work its way off. I had to put something at one end to stop the loco trying to work its way off the rolling road. That's how bad it was when it came out of the box before I did a modification. So we turn this one off, put it back on the track. It's lovely liveried. I do like this Interhub rail freight livery, hence I got the Hattons one in the same livery. Right, hold on, and we're back now with the Hattons 66762, and there is the slightest amount of movement, because where those dreaded end frames are, you know, even though I opened up the hole, tried to make it elliptical, when you put the axle box caps back on, you can't, you know, it's really quite a job. I mean, I don't think I've done too bad a job of getting them on quite centrally, but there's still a little bit of movement, so there might still be a little bit of interference with that plastic side frame, and that's what I told you, that's what causes the side-to-side wobble. But I don't know if the camera's showing you really, because it's that good. So let's do, just to prove to you. There we are, and you can see how it's raised, yeah? Raised up a little bit, raised up a little bit. And you can see there is the, you know, slightly off-centered. I mean, I tried to do my best to get them as centered as possible, but because they just literally, you know, press onto a pin on the end of the wheel, you've got to glue it to that. And then when I got it fairly happy, then I applied more glue to the outside of the peg, just to really give it a good bond to the wheel. But I don't think that's bad, do you? So I think I've proved my point. You can see in close-up that might be a slight bit of movement, and that's the reason why. See, I mean, they've produced an accurate, you know, the bogie itself, you know, it's got to be engineered, hasn't it? Because the actual wheel sets, because it's got gears in it, it's got to drive the 3 wheels, and then completely, I don't know, how can you sort of say, but there's this plastic end frame piece here, this bit, which the axle hubs come through here and there, you know, that's just plugged into the bogie frame. It's no precision placement. It's just an accessory, a bit of detailing that's plugged onto the side of the bogie frame. Well, there is the bogie frame with a hole in it, which totally overrides the accuracy of the 3 wheels that's of the you know, engineered geared train, because if it's not in alignment, it's going to take the weight of this heavy engine on those axle caps, and those axle caps like that one aren't revolving in a true circle, because it's bloody impossible, because you're sticking them on to the end of a little peg at the end of the day. I think I've done quite well getting them running as smoothly as that. But there you are. And if there is a slight trace of a wobble, eventually it will go, because I think you can still see on this one here, there's a little bit of discoloration across the top where it is hitting. You can see that they're not on the centre. I don't know if I can try and lift it up a little bit and take the weight off the axles. You see that? Look at that. See? That's how much movement you got. That's what that end frame is doing, guys. It's stopping the wheels from finding their true level on the track. And that means then that end frame detail, which is a bit of plastic that just plugs into the bogie frame, is taking the weight of a very heavy engine. And it's not a precision piece of equipment or something. You know, I don't know what I'm saying, but I don't know how to say it. But you know what I'm saying? The bogie frame, you know, the wheel set itself, they're with the gears and the drivetrain, they've got bearings on them, everything to make them running sweet. And then they stick this end frame on to put the axle gap boxes through, and that's just a plug in. Look at that. See that one drop down? Look, that's on the track as it would be. Look at that. That's where it would be if you just used the plastic end frame as it was, and then you wonder why you're getting the wobble. So I think I've proved my point there, guys. That is what you've got to do. So someone you know, was saying on the forum, you know, so it's not a question of super glue, it's a question of a drill. And I think it is. It's a question of a drill first, and then you super glue it. And this well, as you see, so overall I don't think there's any movement there, do you? And that's still moving. I haven't, you know, I haven't stopped it, so she's all running. So I think I've proved my point. That's what you've got to do, and then you'll have a happy running engine then. And because there's no stress on the end caps or the axle box ends anymore, there's still movement to go side to, you know, backwards, side to side and that, but it's not taking the weight of the engine anymore, and therefore they won't want to come off. And I've had this on there now, well, it's been a week now, and I don't go around my layout looking for axle boxes. I think, are they called an axle box cap? I don't know. Well, anyway, you know what I'm talking about. And do one more. It's because I did the modification. This is the first one I did the modification to. Pleased to say everything else on this loco was good. I mean, other people have had issues with glue marks and bit, but as I told you, go round just reinforcing all the little bits that they've stuck on the back side of them. Add a little bit more super glue on them, because the glue is very brittle. Whatever they use is very brittle. But yeah, she's running absolutely fine. The motor's always been good. Lego Man Biffo's chip has always been good. All the light functions work on this one. I've been lucky. Although, having told a lie, when I changed from a 4-function decoder to run it in to the Lego Man Biffo chip, you had to arrange the dip switches that's on the top inside here. And when I did move them into the appropriate settings, one of the lights didn't work. I had to keep on jiggling the switch, and then she came on. So that might be another issue. Some people said their lights didn't work. It might just be a question of looking at the it's not on properly, I don't think, is it? No, that's why that's better. I was wondering why that was moving. There we go. That's better. Look at that. Great. Right, that's that one. Okay, so now my latest one, 66789 British Rail. This one again, I had 2 axle box boxes missing. They were not missing. They weren't on. They fell out when I unpacked it. They were in the box, but they weren't on the loco. But nevertheless, that didn't matter to me, because I went round and took every other one off. Snapped, you know, with whatever the glue they use, it was quite easy to get in there and actually break them off, so that I could remove them, clean them up, and then reapply them after I took the bogie frame, the end frame detail off. As I say, it just plugs in, and without any end cap. You can just pull it down and it comes out as easy as anything, and then you're confronted with the hole that you can then enlarge and make it elliptical like I've done, and then put it back in. And then again the same procedure again. Carefully, a bit of glue onto the pin itself, try to get the axle hub onto that, and spin in as central as you can, and then when that was dry, applied even more glue around the shoulder of the axle hub where it meets the wheel to glue that on, you know. That's it. So just making sure that I got rid of any excess glue that was actually on the wheel face, so the peg would try to sit on it as square, because if you leave any glue there, when you press your peg back on, you're gonna, you know, it's gonna be wanted to fit skew with. So you've got to make sure it's a good clean area that you're gluing it back to. But there we are. I think this one's running even better than the last one. So just to prove to you again, don't zoom in that much, Peter. Zoom out. There we are. How good is that? So this one, I think, has been running even, you know, well, it runs even better. I don't think it's hard. Is there a wobble on this one? No. And again, I tried to do a good job. Yeah, I haven't done too bad a job with the axle ends on this one. They seem to be turning quite nicely. But they're not where they ought to be, because the weight of the engine, and it is a hefty piece of metal, these Hattons, they're very heavy. The weight of the engine was running on those axle hubs in a bit of plastic that's put onto the end of the bogie frame, which is like a detail piece. That's what it is at the end of the day, which totally undermines all the engineering that goes on to the actual free wheels of the bogie and the gearing and everything like that. They're all sort of like nicely fitted in the factory to run square and true and everything, and then they go and put something on the end which is totally taken away the accuracy of the bogie frames. Now, see if I can do the same with this one. I don't know. Is this one going to move? Just maybe not so bad, this one. Yeah, see, there's a little bit of movement on that last one. Take the weight off of it and the wheel can drop down. Put the weight back on it and that axle hub rises. And if it's because I've elongated the hole, it's allowed to rise. If the hole was as it was on the axle frame, it wouldn't be allowed to rise. All the weight would be on that little axle peg, and guess what? A few laps of your layout with all the stresses of going over points and going around curves and things like that, then you wonder why they come off. And you can keep gluing them on until the cows come home if you want. You will have a wobble because you can't put it on totally accurate, and eventually over time it probably would wear the plastic itself to find its own level. I've just short-circuited the system by doing it earlier, so I can enjoy my train running around with no wobble. Very happy to say this one was absolutely lovely, no issues, apart from the wobble. Even the nameplate, excuse me, voice went funny then, even the nameplate, both sides all nice and square. So, and this is a, you know, this was a DCC ready, so I've had to take the body off to fit the Lego man in there. But everything on this one, everything worked straight away. The lighting, I didn't have any issues with the lighting one on this one. Just set the dip switches to what they should be, and everything works. Cab lights and God knows what else. You know, it's great. So I'm having fun. Okay, so the follow up, just to sort of prove to you what I did, you know, to demonstrate to you why you should do that with the end caps. If you know, think I'm mad, no, because I've proved myself there, and these two locos, and as I say, the motor's lovely, run around the layout. And don't forget, guys, this is running over Hornby set track, not your Pico. This is, you know, if you want to know what these motors are capable of doing, and you think, oh no, it won't go over my Hornby set track, you know, it's got to be something a little bit more upmarket like Pico, you know, Code 100 or 75, whatever. No, this is Hornby set track. The back-to-back setting is a little bit generous. It's not how I would like to have my Hornby back-to-backs, you know, for this track. I would like to be a little bit narrower. It's right on the it's very accurate. I've got a gauge, and I'll put it on there, and it's to the limit of what I would like, otherwise it would give my points trouble. But she does go round the set track, no problem. Alright, so that's third radius curve, and the points here right in front of you that you can't see behind the hut, but that's you know, they're the standard Hornby turnout points. I never put this one on the inside on the second radius. Not because it probably, you know, well, I haven't tried it to be honest, but I don't like it. That it's a large loco with my little layout going around a second radius curve. I don't like the hang off on the curve, you know, so because it's a long motor, so I'll keep it on the third radius. But she's been given no trouble, I'm pleased to say. Yeah, I think so. That's it. Yeah, third radius goes round, and why? And it's run number one end with the driver is this end under the exhaust. Why did I do that? Well, because on the Class 66, to have it with the grill end running, there's no detail on the body, so it's quite blank. It's all you got is one grill, yeah, and that's it. And because I've only going around one way, so I thought, well, I'll have all the extra detail here. So you've got the extra grill, you know, you've got the grill there, plus you've got the handbrake detail on the bogie frame as well, so there's more to see on this side detail wise than there is on the other side, and that's why I changed the cab ends. So driver's in there. I've altered the CV so she runs that way, which is like all my other Bachmanns do anyway. That's it. Okay guys, catch you laters. Probably won't make any more videos for a while. I think I've made enough and you're all sick of me now, so but thanks for millions of, well, not millions, that's exaggeration, Peter, but loads and loads of new subscribers. I hope you like what you see. Maybe the layout, I can't do much on the layout, but technical wise maybe I can help you out. So there we are. Alright, so thanks for all the new subscribers. Yeah, so I hope you like what you see. All the best everybody. Bye for now.